I'm the Kid Movie Ninja.
Hi, Internet! And welcome to Kid Movie Ninja with your hosts, Fightingleaf and Husky the Wolf. A long time ago, we came this close to reviewing a different abominable movie about talking horses, My Little Pony Equestria Girls. And the reason it didn't happen was because the movie was just so boring I couldn't bring myself to think of even one joke to save my life. To make up for that, here's a movie we can make fun of all day long! And it has a magical unicorn of its own. And so, without further ado, I bring you the fantastic adventures of Unico. Unico is based off the 1976 manga series made by the legendary Osamu Tezuka about a baby unicorn with the magical ability to make anyone he comes across happy. This is already the sappiest thing we've ever done. The film itself should fill you in on any remaining backstory. But just a warning, this is a precursor to all that Japanese cheesiness we got in the 80s. Buckle up, people! This is gonna get weird! See that? Hand-painted backgrounds. Those are the days. Anyway, the narration at the beginning tells of a mother unicorn giving birth to a litter of baby unicorns. Hey, it's a mystical fictional animal. It can give birth however it wants. Screw you, reality! Anyway, we got a song now that lasts way too long about how happy, sappy, slappy, crappy he is. But, like it always happens, someone is not happy about happiness. The gods in the sky don't like the fact that he's making people happy without their permission.
Unico must die! Oh.
Now, wait a minute.
Oh dear!
Let's not be hasty, we're supposed to be merciful.
I suppose even spiteful gods have standards. So instead of turning him into magical glue, they summoned the west wind to take him to the place that never was, or something like that. The Hill of Oblivion! Hey, Leaf! If you're about to ask about the paradox about a place that never was being able to exist in any form of reality, I would really much rather skip it. But you know what'll happen if we don't. So she whisks him off into the night to a place where nothing could ever reach him. Which isn't really possible, seeing as how wherever she goes, she herself would be able to reach him. Now who's getting technical? But the west wind feels bad about it and sends Unico to some misty mountain island thing where there would be no one to use his magical powers on. Yay, life of loneliness!
Hey, is anybody here?
Is there anybody out there?
That wasn't a part of the movie. I just really think kids today need to know who Pink Floyd is.
I'm lonesome!
So, Unico prepares for his life of solitude when he sees a spooky castle. He takes it pretty well, as you can see. Wait, did we stumble into an episode of Thundercats? Because that would be awesome! He goes inside the spooky castle of spooky spookiness when he comes across a huge, scary statue!
Who disturbs my solitude?
Someone is there! Hello, my name is Unico!
And of course, he finds it less scary after it starts talking to him. You laugh, but we actually know someone like that.
Man, I do sure love playing video games. I hope nothing bad happens.
I've been expecting you.
It can't be!
I'm here to hunt you for all eternity.
Oh, that's amazing!
What? You're not scared?
Are you kidding? You're alive! Let's go on an adventure!
What? Okay. Yeah!
Sad, really.
Why do I have to go?
Because I am the devil of solitude, that's why.
What is solitude?
The state of being all alone.
Hey, he's a statue and a dictionary! Say hello to the Devil of Loneliness, inspired from Celtic lore. Say goodbye to the Devil of Loneliness. Huh. I guess now he really is alone. Nope. This is the son of the Devil of Loneliness, Beazle, which calls into question the whole being alone thing, but whatever.
You get out of here! You smashed at my daddy! Get out!
Clearly, Unico spreads happiness and cheer wherever he goes. The crap, he looks like the Blue Meanie fused with one of the Beatles.
I just want to be friends.
Friends? Ha! Devils don't know the meaning of the word.
Really?
F is for friends who do stuff.
No. We will not have any of that joy stuff here. This is a review.
It's the easiest thing in the world. It just means that we talk to each other and play together.
Does that mean I can call you bad names and punch you in the snoot?
F is for fire that burns down the whole town.
Then Unico makes Beezle an offer he can't refuse.
That's not really the idea. I know. If you'll be my friend, I'll give you anything you want.
Anything?
Anything.
Anything? Like, anything? How you do that? I don't see any pockets. Do you? How can you give him anything he wants if you don't even carry any loose frickin' change or candy or anything?
It's a deal. Okay, what I want is that horn on top of your head.
What?
Yep, he's got one of those. He's right there. Unico is hesitant to give it up because his horn is the source of his powers. This upsets the little devil, though he's not much of a threat, so meh.
After all, I'm Beezle, the Devil of Solitude, and Devils of Solitude are supposed to be alone, naturally. Goes without saying. So what do I want with a friend? Especially some little runt with a horn on his head. I wonder where that little runt went to.
Oh yes, I am completely content with my life choices. I am living holed up in a relatively secret base with a bunch of lunatics and homicidal maniacs. Oh, it's not like I wish I could be pursuing science in some greater, more projective manner. I wonder if Vanessa will return my calls.
Depressing!
What? Don't judge me! You're judging me!
And now for a song. More depressing! This song, while not particularly good, is about someone learning to understand loneliness, and how people often live without really realizing they're lonely until someone comes along and shows them a better alternative.
I hate him, I hate him, I hate him, I hate him! And I hope I never see him again, never! Unico!
I hate him! I love him! I hate him! I love him! I hate him! I love him! You really need to stop falling for that. Unico returns to the castle and tells Beezle that he'll give him his horn, but only if he agrees to return it after 1 day. Beezle agrees to 1 day of friendship in exchange for 1 day with his horn. So, how are they gonna do that? Did you see that? He just popped the frickin' thing right off! It broke off like a frickin' candy cane! Husky, didn't you used to have a horn once? It was a phase, let it go! So, Beezle just sticks the horn on his head and is happy about it, I guess. Commence violent playtime! My, what a great friend he turned out to be.
What do you think you're doing?
Unico tries to teach Beezle the right way to play with magical unicorn babies, which Beezle takes to mean destroy everything with your new horn. Holy crap, that thing is friggin' awesome! I want one of those! Wait, no, I don't! Beezle continues playing rough with Unico for a while, until this happens. Also, being a devil, Beezle doesn't really want to inconvenience himself to help his drowning friend. I know beggars can't be choosers, but apparently tiny little demon spawns aren't really a good choice no matter how desperate you are. So Beezle goes inside and tries talking himself into actually rescuing Unico, even though devils don't do that sort of thing.
Still, I do gotta return his horn to him. I made a promise after all, and devils have to keep their promises. Daddy was always very strict about that.
Wait, I thought it was gods who couldn't lie, not devils. That's the oh my goddess lore, Husky. Can you see the reflections? That's vampires. What about feeding them after midnight? Husky, I am going to harm you. Eventually, Beezle decides to go ahead and rescue his one and only friend in the whole world, which I guess is progress. And this results in Unico turning into... what the heck is that?
If someone truly loves me, I have the special power to turn into that mighty unicorn you saw.
This is what the power of heart in Captain Planet should have been. Apparently the sea is poisonous to devils, and this act of self-sacrifice is what gave Unico the power to transform into an alicorn princess or something. Did it really take us this long to make our first My Little Pony joke? Weird.
I think you love me, Beezle.
Huh? What did you say? Love? What?
Oh, come on, Beezle. You know it's true. You do love me. And I love you too.
And in come the fanfics. Anyway, Unico gives Beezle a horn and what? You could do that? Then why didn't you? I mean, you could, and then that would... Why didn't you do that before? I guess he wasn't feeling the love. You shut your face! Then moss and vegetation starts growing everywhere. I guess friendship really is magic. And that's 2 My Little Pony jokes out of the way. Quota met!
Oh no! A severe case of happiness is broken out on the island of the Devil of Solitude.
Oh no, not happiness! Call in the firing squad! So, Heaven's bureaucracy calls in the big guns. Seeing as how the West Wind has failed them, they call in the Night Wind, someone far scarier, in a kind of 80s supervillain kind of way. In response, the West Wind spirits him away to somewhere else to keep him one step ahead of the Night Wind. And so concludes our first chunk of the movie. This is pretty much how most of the Unico stories went. He would make people happy in a given area for a little while, then he'd get whisked away somewhere else by the West Wind. Why does that pipsqueak have to make everyone happy all the time? That's really inconsiderate. Next, Unico gets sent to some forest place where he meets a kitty named Katie. Stupid name! Katie wants desperately to become a witch.
A witch! A witch!
Also, she's...
Who in their right mind would abandon a beautiful kitty like me? I was abandoned.
she's a tsundere. Wait. A tsundere is a Japanese term for a love interest character who is initially cold and or hostile to the protagonist but who becomes more friendly and or affectionate over the course of the story. Oh, so she's one of those "it's not like I like you or anything" types. Wait.
I hate him, I hate him, I hate him, I hate him! Oh, Unico!
Wait, then was he? Probably. But it's not even a love interest character. Right? I am so confused! Also song. Huh? Ah! Ah! What the heck is this? What is... Is that Hello Kitty? Is that freaking Hello Kitty? Why is Hello Kitty here? Also, Katie seems to have a bit of a Don Quixote complex, as she is on a quest to find a witch armed with nothing more than what she saw in a picture book. Also...
What's wrong with you? Are you a scaredy cat? I happen to think that at a time like this, it's perfectly proper for a lady to call on a gentleman for support.
Tsundere. They happen upon a cottage in the woods, and Katie thinks it's a witch's house.
I hope there's something to eat around here. I wonder what witches eat anyway.
Kitty cats! When the owner of the little house returns, Katie thinks she's the witch she's been looking for, but...
No, Katie, calm down. She's not a witch. She's just an old woman.
I'm not a witch. I'm not a witch.
But Katie won't hear any of it. She stays sure that she's a witch and makes up excuse after excuse for it. Unico tries to tell her that she'd be much happier just being herself instead of being a witch, but Katie isn't having it. The last thing she says in the scene is that she wants the old woman to turn her into a human girl. I was a human girl once! It was awful. The next morning, Katie finally begins to realize that maybe this fat old lady is just a fat old lady and not a fat old lady with magical powers. Then Unico decides to upset the balance of nature. Man, anime characters really seem to like grunting, don't they? Yeah, like that.
Oh, I think I've become a human.
Sure looks like it. She is now a human being, which plunges her right back into her delusion. Way to go, hero, you ruined everything! She even thinks it was the witch who did it, and Unico even plays along. This can't be healthy.
She's a real live witch, and I'll do anything she says.
Might want to be careful about that.
Poor unfortunate souls in pain, in need.
Just saying. So Katie starts doing stuff around the house for the old woman, and the old woman eventually warms up to the idea of a random girl showing up out of the blue and doing stuff for her. She's still got a taste for cockroaches, though. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention she likes eating cockroaches as a cat. Crunchy. From there, she begins to learn that being a human girl kinda sucks.
It really, really does.
Katie gets fed up with working and does what all young people are best at, being a lazy, good-for-nothing slob. And for that, Unico tells her that it was he who changed her into a human, and then he changes her back into a kitty because she's become a jerk.
You'd better turn me back into a girl right now! I'm afraid I can't do it again. And it's all your fault, Katie.
Nothing like a good heaping helping of guilt to spread the joy and happiness. So off she goes to be depressed until she sees how lonely the old woman is. But when she tries to help, she finds that kitty cats aren't nearly as helpful as human girls.
Gravitality.
So yes, the old woman, who still doesn't have a name now that I think about it, falls into the water, Katie jumps after her, and by the power of Grayskull gets turned back into a human girl just in the nick of time. And thus ends the second of the 3 adventures of Unico. Wait, really? It ends that abruptly? See for yourself. Here's the next scene.
White as snow. And every day I sing this song, no matter where I go. I'm a cat, and that is why
What? What? That hair! You think that's bad?
You have a lovely voice. Tell me, do you live here in this forest?
Oh my freaking wow! All of the voice acting up until now has been pretty decent given what the movie is, but then...
Katie. A childish name.
This guy sucks! So this phantom Prince of Shampoo commercials rides up and asks for Katie's name.
Do you know who I am?
Femi McRobocop? This is Baron de Ghost, nice and subtle there. His plan is to lure Katie away from the others on the pretext of having her sing for him, which I take to mean, let me do horrible, horrible things to her.
He's so handsome.
And poorly dubbed.
Gravitality. Again.
So yeah, that dark and stormy night, the Baron is out practicing being evil and stuff, and then makes evil crackberries!
Kids, stop eating evil crackberries!
Apparently these berries make woodland creatures beat up monkeys.
No! Not the monkey!
Yeah, not sure why that happened.
Monkey!
The next morning, Unico catches Katie as she sets off to sneak to the Baron's castle, when suddenly he sees the monkey that was attacked the night before.
Monkey! Save the monkey!
Relax, Husky, he does, but this gives Katie the chance to slip by him and head off on her own. She then eats an evil crackberry and trips out all the way to the castle. I guess the spooky forest is helping her out a little. That was nice of them.
You're all better.
He's alright! Yay!
Oh no, did she? Go into the forest?
What the heck, is this Dora the Explorer all of a sudden? Meanwhile, the inside of the castle is very shiny.
Welcome, Katie.
Ugh, that voice. Other way, dude. Husky, I don't think you should talk to this guy anymore. Meanwhile, quick, someone call a Snorlax! Holy, never mind. He seems to know cut. Good crap, he's got all kinds of tricks, doesn't he? Then a convenient runway of mushrooms leads Unico to the castle. Don't question it. Back at the castle, the Baron...
Wet your throat with a drop of this wine, and I promise you'll sing as never before.
This is making me 9 kinds of uncomfortable. Yeah, let's skip to the rescue. Unico tramples on the keys of the giant villainous organ to get the Baron's attention, who, as it turns out, has green skin. Okay.
Then he slips past him to where Katie is and... Holy freaking crap! That is awesome! That's it! Freaking best unicorn ever! Hands down! Ah! Where did he come from?
Are we still watching the same movie? Never underestimate cute, Husky. Or a good death glare. Unico is beaten and Katie is taken away.
But wait! Remember the West Wind and Beazle? Well, they have a tussle with the Night Wind, but eventually show up to lend their support. And by their support, I mean Beazle's, cause the West Wind don't do jack!
With all pretenses torn aside, the Baron shows his true colors by tying Katie to a spire for the purposes of I don't have the slightest clue, and it's time for the final battle to... Oh. Well, that was easy. And kinda dark.
It's not that easy, is it?
No, it's not.
He looks like the Nightmare King from Little Nemo.
He starts tearing up the forest, and Unico and Beazle have to use their super horns and various other tricks to escape.
Also, monkeys! Monkeys will save us! Yay, monkeys!
It's around this point in the movie where my DVD copy begins to experience audio-visual sync-up issues, so now more than ever calls for a quick wrap-up of what happens next.
Do your thing, Leaf!
Always do. Unico tries to fight off the Baron Demon, but he's too strong, Beazle is ineffectual, Unico gets his horn broken off by a giant demon axe, everyone is sad, Beazle takes off his own horn and gives it to Unico, which allows him to regain his power and transform into the great and powerful unicorn overlord thing from before through the power of love and crap. He tears through the Baron like a wet tissue, the sound and visuals sync back up on my DVD, the earth swallows him up, evil is defeated, the old woman saw and felt none of this, and the west wind spirits Unico away to his next adventure. Oh, and he gives Beazle a new horn.
The end!
This movie is incredible. No, I'm not saying this is a good movie in my usual sense, but it's definitely an unforgettable experience. I'm a huge fan of Tezuka's work, but even I can tell when something doesn't age well. That said, this movie is still a wild ride full of solid storytelling and enough anime cheese to please anyone who sits through it. Whether you choose to laugh with the movie or at it, you can't deny its heart. And that, to me, is the most important part of any film.
You know what I want to see?
Should I care?
A death battle between Unico and Twilight Sparkle, two of the most magical unicorns duking it out in the...
Personally, I've had enough talk of sparkles and unicorns for one day. I'll be glad to move on.
She probably went to a witches' convention. She hopped on her broom and didn't have time to do any cleaning before she left.
You know, I think you've read too many fairy tales.